Your voice dictates your impact. It's not a metaphor. It's your nervous system broadcasting to the environment around you. You're not safe. So before you even say anything, just the state that you're holding, people will consciously register that. Have you noticed that when you're feeling anxious, you're nervous, your voice gets higher, it gets thinner, and you get tight in your body? You can't really speak. You're speaking from your throat. You're just talking fast and high-pitched. What's actually happening here is that under stress, your diaphragm locks up. It actually contracts, rises up, and then your larynx actually rises up in the voice box. It's not a bad habit. It's your nervous system broadcasting to the environment around you that you're not safe, you're in survival. People will consciously register that. Once you then learn to drop your pitch and speak from your belly, and that's where your actual center of gravity is, something different happens, something incredible happens. You project calm, you project certainty, authority, a sense of safety. And that can make all the difference in these stressful situations. And you start to then become an influencer with your presence before you even say a word. I want to teach you how to do that, to go from that place where everything contracts, you freak out, you go into fight or flight, and your voice is really high-pitched, to drop physically in your body and meet the environment, the people in it, in the room from a place of authority, from a place of leadership. How's that sound? Let's just unpack the biology first, because if you know what's actually going on, it helps you then to be aware of how to shift it. Stress hijacks your voice. Your nervous system, when it goes into a threat mode, the stress rises, it doesn't feel safe, whatever's going on psychologically in that environment, you go into survival. And in that survival mode, all these things start to happen. Your heart rate spikes. Your breath shifts from the diaphragm down here up into the top part of the chest, so shallow breathing. And then the voice box rises in your throat. Now, why is this useful? You're like, well, why? How does that help me? It prepares you to run. So it's kind of like contracting in, ready, engaged, so you can run or you can fight the threat that's coming. It happens in the most ancient part of our brain, this survival mechanism. And so the key then in our modern world is to learn how to overcome it, so that you're not in survival when you're getting up in front of a boardroom or on a stage or in a job interview, because then your biology and your neurology is working against you. So you probably lost the job before you even opened your mouth, no matter what qualifications you had, because you're not really meeting the interviewee or the environment from a safe place. So they don't feel safe around you. So all that resonance getting trapped in your throat, you lose the lower harmonics. And these lower tones then are the depth and the groundedness and the authority. That's where they come from, is when we're talking here in our belly, and we're holding that space in ourselves. So as they disappear through the stress response, you get rushed, and people unconsciously associate anxiety, inexperience, and a lack of confidence to you. They're reading your biology, they're reading your neurology, and then as you open your mouth, they're reading the tone of your voice. It's all happening subconsciously. They're not just sitting there taking note and saying, oh, this person is not safe. It's like it's a subconscious thing that's going on, and we want to have the subconscious communication on our side, especially in these places where we need to show authority and experience and translate that we are safe and somebody that they want to hire or work with. So it's not something you can force. Like in that state, you're clenching, you're freaking out, and then you just try and talk low in the belly and lower your voice. Like, they'll read through that too. Why is this dude so fake? What's going on? So what I want to teach you is not how to fake it till you make it kind of thing. It's like, how do you literally unlock your real resonance, your core resonance, so that your voice and your body and your nervous system is not blocked by the tension. You may have heard of HeartMath. They've got some incredible studies to back up a lot of meditative practices. One of their studies showed is that when a leader speaks from a state of psychological coherence. Their nervous system is regulated. Their brain, their heart, their energy is in harmony. The voice carries this specific acoustic signature, right? It doesn't maybe sound so different from their normal voice, but it actually creates a measurable change in the nervous systems of the people listening to it. That's when they're in coherence. So HeartMath is measuring whether a person's in coherence or not. And so they've noticed that when leaders then drop into coherence, the people listening actually receive it in a different way. So they feel safe, they feel settled, they feel that coherent voice. And again, it's not something that you think about. It happens. So once you've got your state dialed in, once you're speaking from a grounded, regulated place, you're not just communicating words, trying to get it across, trying to make a good impression, trying to do your best. You're actually creating safety in the room by the state that you're holding in yourself. I often say we're like tuning forks. Do you want to be tuned up by the room and by the experience, or do you want to tune the room to your vibration? So you're either the tuning fork or you're being tuned, right? So in other words, the room, it will calibrate to you if you have the ability to regulate yourself into a state of coherence. And that's where a regular meditation practice comes in. You can meet these stressful experiences from that relationship that you've built in your meditative experiences. What most people think, because we're out there, we're doing, trying to get everything down. We don't have time to meditate. We don't have time to just sit around and chill out and relax. And wouldn't it be nice if I could do that? If I could tone in the morning, if I could just make some om sounds or ah sounds before I go to work, but I've got the kids, I got this, I got everything, and I can't do it. And what do? We go right into that stress state, and we don't nurture a state of coherence or harmony within ourselves, when ultimately it's the most important thing to do in the day. Because if you're in harmony before you walk out that door, and then you come back at night and you meet yourself in harmony again through another practice, your whole day is imbued with that resonance, with that state. You are tuning your world and the people in it to that frequency of peace and harmony, because you've got a foundation in yourself to hold it. And leadership is not so much about what you do anymore. The most important thing about leadership is your frequency. In this stressed out, overwhelmed, fear-filled, unsafe world that we live in, the best thing that a leader can bring is coherence, is harmony. And then ultimately you hold a space that people feel safe to relax in and want to be around, and they trust you and they respond to you in that way, and they respect you and support you. All things that a good leader needs to be a good leader. Not even a leadership role. Like I said before, at an interview, or even going out on a date, and you want to impress the person that is there. If you're in a state of nervousness, of anxiety, and your voice is high, like, you're going to send off signals that you're not safe, and maybe we should end this date after the first course. No dessert here, right? But if you drop in and you find this coherence and you bring peace and safety in, then the conversation can open, then the date can expand, and then you have greater potential into the relationship. It impacts so many things in our lives that we're just not aware of it. So the voice and the frequency that you hold in your voice is important. In fact, it is critical. So the truth of it is that you can't think your way there, because the nervous system responds faster than you can think. So the nervous system sends the physical signals quicker than you can say, oh, I need to relax myself. But can you breathe yourself back into a place of resonance, a place of peace? And like I said, if you've got that reference point from your daily practice, then you can find your way there easier. But for now, let me just give you the tools that you can drop into. So people really want to hear the safe sound, the safe tones are down here in the belly, in the lower abdomen, right? Way down here, you can't see it on the camera. We want it to resonate there. We want to be able to speak from there, have the voice come down from there, have the breath come down from there. It's in your lower abdomen, your core. If you think about a drum, the drum's got the, what the hell do you call it? The skin over the top. That if you just had that skin and you just tried to hit it, you pulled it tight and tried to hit it, it wouldn't make much of a sound. But because of the enclosed drum that surrounds it, it reverberates. And the same like a guitar. You took that string and you pulled it tight and you just plucked it on a piece of wood, it wouldn't have the depth of sound and the resonance as it has with that beautiful crafted guitar and the space for the sound to resonate in it. And it's the same with our voice. The higher pitch is thin, it just sounds weak. And that's the kind of the psychological component that you put out there, is that I'm weak. I'm not really grounded in myself. I'm not safe. So what we want to do is we want to drop it here, right? I've witnessed this many times working with CEOs, executives, police officers, like fireys. A lot of them come in and they're like, what is this woo? Maybe their wives or their partners have brought them in. And I'm just here because my partner told me to come here. I don't know about this weird stuff. They go through this process and they start to open it and their voice naturally drops. And they didn't believe it to begin with, but they do the practice and they get out of their own way and amazing things happen. And they're just at awe. They're like, oh my gosh, I didn't realize how constricted and how tight I was and how closed off I was to that more depth within me of my voice to allow that piece to come in. We call this the belly drop. Yeah. The belly drop. So let's drop into the belly. You got to stand up for this. I'm not going to stand up because of the camera, but what you want to do is you want to stand up, right? And your feet about hip width apart, not like super spread out, like just enough. Sink down, a little bend on your knees, dropping down. Let's shake it out to begin with. So just inhale, bring your shoulders up, and exhale, just sigh it out. Let's do another one of those. And shake your arms, shake it out. Shake your shoulders. Yeah, just get it out. I'm shaking the camera here, and that's not a good thing. Just shake it out. Hands on the bellies down here, lower abdomen. And you want to activate your core from the gut. Like you want to get in there. So let's breathe in there first, right? So on the inhale, you let your breath expand in the belly. And the exhale, the belly falls towards the spine, right? So already you feel you've come from here and gone down here. The sound that hangs out down here in these lower regions of the belly is the sound, huh, right? Huh. So that's what we want to go, is make this sound, huh, just from the gut. So deep breath into the belly and just try it on, right? Just really let it resonate down in the belly. You don't need to like really push it. Just relax into it, right from the core. Keep going. A couple more times. One more time. Let the belly resonate. Let the breath deepen. Beautiful. Now from here, speak, say something. I'm clear. I am grounded. I am ready. I'm clear. I'm grounded. I am ready. Like I can feel that. You probably can hear it in my voice. I was probably a bit up here when I started the video. I'm here. I'm grounded. I'm ready. And that you can hear the reverberation of those low tones then. And it's not forced. I'm not trying to do it. I've just done a few huhs, dropped in, engaged that part of my body, of my voice, that allows my voice to drop and counteracts that nervous response. So we actually drop in, and we start to create coherence, and then that coherence resonates through the voice. So before you have that interview, before you go on that date, before you have this high stakes conversation, or you're presenting to the CEO of the company, or you need to speak to your whole team, whatever it looks like, do this just 3 times. And you'll ground yourself. And then as you enter the room in that experience, the presence will shift the room and the people in it just by you showing up. It's not a metaphor. The voice literally dictates your experience and how people meet you, perceive you. The state and the resonance that you're holding in your body tells everybody whether you're safe or not, whether you're grounded, whether you're somebody who's worth listening to. It's not so much about the talent. It's not so much about the qualifications. It's not so much about what you say. It's about where you are in yourself as you say it. Whew. Presence is everything. And that presence then exudes out of your voice a confidence, a elegance, a clarity that says, I am someone to listen to. I am someone who commands your attention. And people will listen. They'll pause. They'll respect you. And they'll feel safe. And they'll walk out of the room and they'll be like, wow, I should hire that person. Oh, I want to see that person again. Or, that person really know what they were talking about. They don't know why, but you do, because it's a state and it's something that you nurtured in. Like I said, just into your belly before you do whatever's stressing you out and see how it changes. I'd love to hear how it impacts your life. Put it in the comments below. Subscribe, share this to your friends, share it to that boss that doesn't seem to actually create a safe environment at your company. Right? Or send it to your partner who's always freaking out and losing their shit, right? Just drop in, self-regulate, and that self-regulation will change the whole experience of your life, literally. Much love. See you soon.